Hi, Genki Call here with Invasion for April 8th, 2022. So, let's talk about what's in the shop to start with. At level 3, you will get the brand new weapon, the Amethyst Band. This is my favorite kind of weapon. It explodes a bunch of green gems, grants a random status effect to all elf allies, regardless of where they're from, and then summon an elf troop. This thing also let me show you because I just backed out of there. Whoops. Let me show you what this thing does. Over here. It's right there. Ha ha ha. Upgrade weapon. Alright, so this will give a little mana to all allies, 1 mana to all allies when you cast. It will also cleanse you. So if you have any negative status effects, if you're death marked, if you're webbed, no matter what the effect is, it will cleanse it. So that is always a very nice thing, especially if you're running with your hero at the front of the line. So I love the weapon. Of course, I'm going to be using that on some teams, but I'll also have some alternatives for you. So also, if you're buying things in the shop, you will be getting troops that are eligible for the invasion. And so you might, if you're very lucky, be able to pull Arachnean Weaver or Archproxy Vendra. Anything else that you see here, you can pull as well. Let me just make sure that I have all of them here. Yes. All right. So Arachnean Weaver, Archproxy Vendra, Emperor Liang, King Avelorn, Yao Guai, they're all troops that you can pull when you're buying tiers in the shop. It's rare, but I'm hopeful for you. I'm hopeful that the people that need them will be able to get one or both of these. Both would be very, very rare, but I still have my fingers crossed. I'm hopeful. All right, so let me just make sure I didn't miss anything in the shop real quickly before we get going here. Right, I sure did. So, Sifu Yuan is our Siegebreaker. And this guy, the way the Siegebreakers work is they will do 3 to 5 times the damage to towers. Only this bonus is for towers. And so if they're at their base rarity, they'll do 3 times the damage. If they're at legendary level, they'll do 4 times the damage. And if you have them ascended to mythic, as I do, you'll get 5 times the damage on towers. So you will need Sifu Yuan later on. You do not need him right away because we won't be fighting towers right away. So I have teams without him, I have teams with him, I have teams for people without legendaries and with legendaries. I got all the stuffs. I got the stuffs for y'all. Yeah. Yes, I'm a little weird. Now, you might notice that he also will do 3 to 5 times skull damage versus towers. Same thing based on his ascension. The thing is, he has no skull damage reduction, so I would never consider putting him at the front of the team. Well, no, I might if I had multiples, but generally speaking, if they don't have some kind of skull damage reduction or the ability to dodge skull damage, I won't put them at the front. So if you're not having him at the front, you don't have to have him fully traded. You don't have to have him traded at all to get this bonus damage. So keep that in mind. Up to you entirely. So the first 2 teams do not use legendaries. So we're going to use the basic weapons. We're going to have one with Mountain Crusher, one with Black Manacles. Got a couple of different ideas here for you. So Mountain Crusher for this first team. Reaver does damage to the first 2 enemies, so he's doing double damage, which I like. We don't have, well, okay, we do have a couple of troops that will do damage to all enemies that are not legendary, but it's pretty weak damage. That would be the Moon Mage, who does damage to all enemies, and you may not even have this troop yet because she's pretty new. Just came into the game, and Enchantress also about the same amount of damage, and she enchants a random ally, and Steep Magus, which if you haven't made it to the underworld yet, then you won't have any access to this guy. So they all do about the same amount of damage, but it's not a lot, and you can see this guy does a lot of damage, twice as much damage, and it's only to 2 enemies, but in the long run is more effective. He only has an 8 mana cost, so you can fill this guy up really easily. Then the Swordmaster is here. Damage to the first enemy boosted by the enemy's mana cost. You're not going to be able to choose which enemy you target here, so you might want to throw in Feymark instead, or you might want to put in something else. Hold on. Da 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 da. Something else like Prince Ethoris or a second Sifu Yuan, which you will need later on, most likely. Either way, let me show you how this team works, and then we'll move on to the next team, because it's fun. Oh, I already have that one copied. All right. So first things first, we need mana, 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 mana. Mana, mana, mana. Mana, mana. But I would like to have some green, please. Thank you. Gonna go ahead and hit the first 2 enemies here, take them out, get rid of the Valraven, and then kill this last guy with Sifu Yuan. For some reason I'm having trouble saying that name. Oh, it's Shifu. Sorry, Shifu Yuan. There we go. Shifu Yuan. Wah! My mouth does not want to move that way. All right, here we go. The next team we have is going to be a little more efficient overall, at least in the beginning. So we've got the Black Manacles, damage to all enemies. There's a 20% chance to devour a random enemy. Be aware this will not ever happen against towers. You cannot devour a tower. You can't web them. You can't deathmark them. You can't entangle them. They are immune to everything, including lethal damage. So not even Zul'Goth can take out a tower. Just want to get that out of the way before I forget. Deep Huntsman, I'm hoping that you have access to. He is from Eldrazi in the Underworld. You can get him with your Chaos Shards. He's only an ultra rare, and he explodes a bunch of green or purple gems. He just explodes a bunch of stuff to get you some mana. So all the enemies, mana for the team. Kendrala is here because, you know, if she happens to kill them, she gets all of her mana back and can cast again, which is super cool. And then Shifu Yuan, whom we already spoke of. So let's take this team in here. I'll grab the next team. Grabbing the next team. Okay. So obviously she's just going to be able to one-shot all of these guys on the early levels. I mean, it's one at a time, but I mean, why not? If you don't immediately get filled up with the Black Manacles, just doop, 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 kill them one right after another. Or you could just put 3 Kendralas in. Well, actually, there's no reason to. There is a cheese team that I forgot to write down. Oh, look at the tower! It's pretty. I like the Easter Tower. I'm easily amused. Don't mind me. Okay, so I want to do this a little differently. Let's get some mana for the Black Manacles. You cannot devour this guy, but you can take it out with this. So let's do this. Oh, we have a loyal mount, but we did insta-kill the last guy, so we can just do that. Alright, we're going to do one more with that. Now, if you don't know how the invasion events work, I did a tiny tutorial on how this thing works, but if you can at least finish through stage 7, there are individual rewards for all of that. So try to at least get through stage 7, and then you can do stage 8 as many times as you are capable of doing, and you can actually, oh no, you can't. Spend extra sigils. Oh yes, here it is. So you can spend extra sigils. If you are not powerful enough, you can make them more powerful by using extra sigils. So you can switch it to an epic battle to get 50% to all skills. I totally forgot about this because I haven't done it in ages. Or if you're really struggling, you can do a mythical battle and use 4 sigils at once. But I'm going to do normal because I don't need to do that right now. But you know, if you're lower level, it can help you to get higher level stuff done that you normally wouldn't be able to do. All right. Let's take this in again, and then we'll put it in the next team with Legendaries. All right. Might as well. Wahaha. I mean, this is just too efficient right now. So I can't show you very well how this is going to work, but all right, let's do one more with this. I want to blow things up. Show you how I can get some mana here from the Deep Huntsman. So, oh, perfect. Okay, not perfect. It would have been perfect if I had just gotten a little bit more mana. So I'm going to go ahead and take out this real quickly. Blow things up, get some mana. Kapow! Blue, do black manacles. I got to devour because it wasn't a tower. And then we'll do this. And then we'll do this. Those guys with the mount. 100% chance to Drake Rider. The Drake Rider is what I'm talking about. Okay. Manage. Paste. Here we go. So, here's what I've got. Now, this is for the early levels. Through stage 7, you will have enemies besides towers. Once you start having trouble with towers, then you need to switch to a team with Sifu Yuan. Shifu Yuan, pardon me. So this is the new weapon. You don't have to use this. You can put in the Gobsticker. You can put in Mountain Crusher if you want. Just something that will blow things up. Yao Guai, whom I love. And he can loop if you get the purple transformed to red, which is super nice. He's so powerful. I could not resist using him. King Avelorn is here. He does do damage to all enemies, which is fantastic. But the main reason he's here is because all elf allies start with a 50% mana. If you look at the description, you will see that there are 3 different classes that will make you an elf. And they are Archer, Monk, and Orbweaver. Those 3, any of them will make you an elf, just from different kingdoms. That's the only difference. So if you want an all-elf team, you can do that. If you don't want an all-elf team, that works too. I just switched mine because I have all of my elf classes completely maxed out and I want to level something else, so just don't pay attention to that change I just made. Ooh, Valraven. Valraven! This is yellow to purple. Yellow to purple, but I don't need it, so we're just going to do this. Got the loyal mount. We will do this. And yellow to purple, which I don't need, so I will take some red and some green. Oh, I have to blow things up, even though I don't need the mana. Just, for science! No. For demonstration purposes, Okie dokie. So I'll do that one more time. And then I will be grabbing the next team. Yeah, we'll go ahead and grab it now. All right, this is purple to red, which we don't need right now. We're going to go ahead and do this. Huh, that was super effective. Thanks, King Avelorn. Hee hee hee. All right, well, I kind of don't want to do the other teams right now because they're really for later levels, but you can add in Shifu Yuan in place of the one I just had here. Oh, Malcandessa. Yes, I replaced Malcandessa because King Avelorn is going to be more useful. He's going to give us 50% mana start. He does damage to all enemies. It's all good. So, again, close your eyes. You don't see anything. Colleen is not changing the class or anything. Shh. Okay. Here we go. I'm going in. Alright, that purple to yellow would be real good about now. Alright, we're going to do this. Got the mount in. Purple to red. I almost said green, but I meant red. I knew I didn't have alignment. I'm really not concerned about it at this point. I'm going to do this just because I can. But this guy does 5 times the damage to towers. So if you're struggling, you need to get him on your team. At the very least, even if you don't have him traded, you don't have him leveled, and you don't, um, and you only have him epic, he's going to do 3 times the damage to towers, so you're gonna need him. So I'm gonna do one more with this, then we'll switch to a team without King Avelorn. So if you don't have King Avelorn, I do have another option for you. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and do this first. And then we're going to, oh yes, we're going to do Sifu Yuan here. And just go ahead and cast this because I think we've got him beat very nicely. All right, next. If you don't have King Avelorn, hoping you still have Yao Guai, but we'll throw this in here. So let me explain this team. Everything you see here is from Shentang, including the hero because I chose Monk. Now, all of these teams are using Monk class, which makes you an elf, which gives you rock solid. And actually, for all of them, I'm boosting green instead of another color, just to get that extra mana buff there. But here we go. The reason I chose Spearmaster here, he'll get a little bit of mana for the team. He does true damage to the weakest enemy, and also skull damage reduction by 25%. That's why he's up front specifically for the skull damage reduction. Yao Guai, Sifu Yuan, just like before, and the Cobaltine wand. I love this thing. It's one of my favorites. Now, I wax poetic about these weapons in general, but I do really love the Cobaltine wand, especially when paired with Yao Guai, because Yao Guai needs the red, Yao Guai creates red, we blow up the red. It's just beautiful, and this is all Shentang, so everything here will get will get boost from this weapon. So this is another way we can go, and you can always throw on, you can always use this team with 2 Sifu Yuan if you wish for later on. So let's see, we don't have alignment, which I'm not worried about. We're going to just do this. Let's take out, I forgot to mention, look at the Eastern Tower! Sorry. I want to blow things up, but I can't yet, so we're just going to select a column. Boosted by red gems destroyed. Okay. Okay, we've got that taken care of. I'm going to go ahead and blow things up now. Kapow! Because I love to blow things up. You know, Genki Call quirks and all that. Alright, there we go. I like it. I like it. Let's do that one more time. Alright, then I have two teams for you for the higher level. So if you have problems with the towers and you can't beat them with just one Sifu Yuan. Come on, I can get this. Don't despair. I have an option for you. So let me just get rid of one of these guys. I love these Easter towers, just like I love the Halloween towers. It's just cool. Look at the alignment. Ooh, it's pretty. Not that I needed it, but I do love it when I have match 4 alignment. I do love looping with him. All right, so I told you I would change this later on when you need it to Sifu Yuan. And here is what I'm proposing. You can do it with the Yao Guai. You can do it with King Avelorn. King Avelorn, of course, does damage to all enemies. 50% mana start for all allies that are elves, and then also a summoner. But if you don't have him and you have Yao Guai, you can throw Yao Guai in here instead. Here's the thing. Trickster shot. I love this weapon. Oh, it's so good. All right. There are options if you don't have Trickster shot. Hang with me. Bear with me. We'll get there. This is what we're looking at. We want something to strip off their armor, then hit them with Sifu Yuan, and you will kill them. So this is for the really high levels. First, you can switch to something that creates lots of mana, and then you can, when that's no longer working, when you can't one-shot with Sifu Yuan anymore, then you're going to want something to strip the armor. So that's Trickster Shot. It could be Rope Dart, Earth's Fury, or Mang. Any of those are going to work beautifully in the event. And I have more teams, but let's do this one first. Now, the problem with this team, besides the fact that I am using a banner that not everybody has, sorry about that, but you can pick a different one, something minus brown, I would say. The problem with this team is no mana generation, so that could be a problem. Your mana gen, this is kind of depending upon King Avelorn for the 50% mana start to get things over with quickly. When he's no longer working anymore, throw the Deep Huntsman in here for mana generation that will keep you going throughout the battle. That is my recommendation, at least. And I kind of will show you that on the next team. So there's actually no reason for me to cast this right now, but I'm going to just show you how this works. So eliminate all armor from an enemy, deal damage, gain magic boosted by the armor eliminated, which means the more armor they have that you remove, the more powerful this thing becomes, and you will have so much damage on the Trickster Shot by the end. It's crazy. So it started with 50. Even with that little bit of armor I removed, it's already up to 67. So super powerful. He's super strong. Love it. All right, yeah, I should have cast technically on the tower, but I really knew I didn't need to, so I didn't. Okay, so up to 67, and if I could, now it's up to 81. It's just, when you're taking off hundreds of armor, it's so powerful. Of course, Earth's Fury will give you extra attack instead, or there is Earth's Fury, which will give your entire team extra attack, although it's less than what you would get from Earth's Fury, but if you're worried about dying, that's a good thing. I forgot to change the team. Oops, that's all right. Or the class. I already have Monk 100%. I did mention that. I'm grabbing the next team. So I'm going to show you this next team for those higher levels. And like I mentioned, Deep Huntsman, Sifu Yuan. We've got Earth's Fury for this one. If you don't have Earth's Fury, and you won't unless you crafted it when we were in Groshnak, you will have Mang as long as you have gotten your red and brown gem mastery up. It's a free weapon. So this one's going to give all allies attack boosted by armor eliminated. So you're removing tons of armor, you're giving tons of attack to your entire team. So if you lose your hero, the next one will have plenty of attack for those skulls. So again, using Monk, because of Rock Solid, because we're running with the hero at the front. And again, I'm going to change it. This time I'm going to change it to Hierophant because, where is it? There it is. Because it has that red storm. And we've got lots and lots of red there. So I'm going to do this. No Rock Solid with this class, but I am low enough level for me that it doesn't matter at this point. Okay, so this one has the most armor. We're going to hit that. So right now our attack is 59, and just removing 49 armor, it went up to 79. And then all of them went up, not just the hero. With Mang, it will be just the hero, and it will be a lot more that is added because it's a different multiplier. Anyway, let's do this. See how that's going up? And then we have the Deep Huntsman here for mana generation. It is, of course, slower. I'm going to take care of this, make sure he doesn't run away. Blow things up. Kapow! Love it, love it. Yep, it is certainly slower, but on those higher levels, it's going to be slower. You know, you just want to be sure that you get rid of those guys, and you have to take your time with it. You're not going to be able to just blow through it later on. Or will you? Maybe you will. All right, I think, yes, that was my last team to share with you for the night. So there are 2 mythics that are available here, which I already showed you, but I'm going to show you again. We do have Archproxy Evendra available here and the Arachnean Weaver. You could use them. You could use the Frostfire King, you could use Matron Valen, but Matron Valen's insta-kill will not happen against towers. You cannot use the Frostfire King to burn or freeze the towers, and the Arachnian Weaver won't be able to web the towers. So later on, they're really not good choices, and Archproxy Avendra is super fun to use, but if you're worried about losing sigils, she's kind of dangerous to use because it can backfire pretty easily with Uber Doom Skulls, those plus 10 Doom Skulls. So anyway, that is what I have for you for the night. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you folks soon. Bye-bye!